Even if you think you don't, most people dream most of the time, on average about 2 hours per night. Try dream journaling to improve recall of your dreams and to explore what your dreams are about. I'm Ruby from the Useful Journal. I love creating journals about special topics, and today I'm going to explore my new dreams journal with you. I can't see you if you do flop. Come here. Come on. Yes. Yes, you lovely boy. You lovely boy. Yeah. I don't want lickies on the face. No. Ugh. Okay, you can go away. You're annoying. Dreaming occurs during any phase of sleep, but is most vivid during REM sleep. The whole brain is active during dreams. The limbic system and the amygdala deal with emotions during your sleep. The cortex is responsible for the content of your dreams. And the frontal lobes are the least active when dreaming, which is probably why we accept the dream as real until we wake up. That realness may leave you feeling sad, bereft, happy, or even a little bit spicy after you wake up. If you remember the feeling of your dream but not what it was about, you've had a white dream. And if you were conscious that you were dreaming, you've had a lucid dream. Lucid dreams are far less common, with only about 55% of people experiencing them, with some of those experiencing them far more often, but most will only experience them once or twice in their life. If you've ever had a lucid dream, you will know the experience of being able to control what's happening in the dream. I have these quite often, and I know the feeling of waking up, realizing that I'd been dreaming, and allowing myself to drift off again and pick up that dream again to continue it. Sometimes it's even possible to control the location or the people in the dream. You may dream more when you're running a fever or if you're sleeping too hot. If you believe you're someone that doesn't dream or that you don't dream very often, you can improve your recall with a dream journal. The first thing you can do to improve your recall is just before you go to sleep, tell yourself that you'll try to remember you dreamed and that you'll remember it when you wake up. When you wake up, lie there with your eyes closed for a few seconds and think about whether you're feeling any kind of residual emotion or if there is any kind of flicker of a scene or a person or a movement in your mind. Try to focus on it and see if it expands into something more. I sometimes find this step difficult because I might wake up and think, oh, I remember this, and this. But as soon as you start to focus down on any particular element of the dream, suddenly all the other elements go out the window. That's okay. This is definitely something that improves with practice. Once you have some sort of dream memory that you can recall, for instance, you might have woken up feeling a bit sad, or you have a memory of something falling. It might be as simple as remembering a road, a tree, or a person. Believe me, it can be really random. I had a dream the other day about a boy I had a crush on when I was 14 years old. I haven't thought about him in years. Grab whatever writing materials you have near your bed and just note down anything you can remember. It doesn't need to make sense. The pieces don't need to connect together. You're simply getting everything out of your brain that you can manage to get out at the time. Try to record characters, actions, emotions, locations, and objects in the dream. You may also record how you feel once you wake up. For this activity, you could keep a notebook beside your bed, like I plan to do with this dreams journal, or you could use a notes app on your phone and simply, I find it's really handy to just use the voice recorder and just stream of consciousness ramble into my phone and note it all down, and then I can go and make sense of it later. Or you could just grab a bit of paper and a pen that's nearby, whatever is handy. As time goes by, your recall will improve. I'm finding already that I am recalling my dreams, or at least a bit of them, every day. If you wake from a dream during the night, it can help to go over the dream in your head and trying to recall what you can to try and cement it in your brain so that you remember it in the morning when you wake up, because obviously it's not always practical to grab some writing materials in the middle of the night. You may also wish to use your journal to reflect on the dream. You might look at connections between the dream and what's happening in real life, especially in relation to emotions. You may also wish to reflect on the spot about connections between the dream content and what's happening in real life, particularly emotions. I've kept dream recording pages in my journals in the past, just simple pages. I noted the dream and then I noted an interpretation of the dream in the second column. For instance, if I was chased in the dream, chasing is usually related to being stressed in real life. And so then I'd look at, okay, was I stressed in real life at the time? I recently found I was dreaming about merging things, like two items together creates another item. For about a week prior, I had been playing a merge game on my iPad, and once it started turning up in my dreams, I very quickly deleted that game from my iPad, because if it's coming up in my dreams, it's too much. Journaling your dreams definitely improves your dream recall. Writing them down can help to process the feelings in that dream and perhaps the emotion, incident, or stress that led to that dream. It can provide insight into your emotional state, help process your emotions, and achieve a better understanding of your subconscious. Writing may help to process nightmares. Nightmares, though, in particular, can be related to other health problems. So keeping track of what they're about may help if you're speaking to your healthcare provider, because it can help them understand your physical and mental condition. Recording dreams can simply satisfy your curiosity, and if you get into the interpretation of dreams, it can be a lot of fun. There's no limit to how you could structure your dreams journal. You could simply keep a stream of consciousness record of your dream, just noting down everything you can remember and not trying to create order of it. A date might help you remember when, and how often you dream. So you could date your entries, or you could perhaps keep a monthly tracker or a yearly tracker and just note the day that you had a dream that you were able to recall. As I mentioned earlier, you could record an interpretation of each dream. You could track common themes of dreams in a tracker. For instance, how often did I dream about falling? How often did I dream about people I know or people I don't know? Track whether it was a good dream or a nightmare. Track the type of location you were in. There's no end to what you could keep track of if it's interesting to you. It may also be worth keeping a track of whether it was a new dream or whether it's one that you've experienced before. Do you think the dream is related to anything that has happened in the past or is about to happen? It might also be interesting to record whether the dream led you to deal with something in real life, like a stress, and if that then led to your dreams changing. This was a trivial example, but it could be like when I observed that my game that I was playing entered my dreams, and so I decided to delete the game. I haven't dreamt about merging anything ever since then. You could include sketches in your journal, particularly if you're a visual person and you've got a very clear memory of what something looked like in your dream and you'd like to keep a record of that. I think in this dreams journal that I've put together, I'm going to focus on first a stream of consciousness record, and then I thought maybe every 10 or every 20 dreams I might note down, go through all the dreams and note down the themes of the dreams, just to see what I'm dreaming about and if I'm consistently dreaming about a particular type of thing. I don't want this to become an overwhelming or taxing thing. I just want to improve my dream recall, really. And I think most often I will probably just grab my phone first thing in the morning, turn on the voice recorder, spill what I can about what I dreamed about, and then later I'll put it into my journal and I'll do a little bit of reflection there as well. Dreams can definitely reflect reality. People have reported dreaming about needing to go to the bathroom, and then the minute they wake up from that dream, they desperately need to go to the bathroom. They can reflect a stress in your life. If you've been thinking about a problem a lot in your life, don't be surprised at all if it turns up in your dreams. Your body can actually react physically to a spicy dream. There is a neurological condition called REM, sleep behavior disorder, which can lead to you physically kicking or falling out of bed in response to something that's happened in your dreams. If this happens to you, there are medications to treat it and safety measures you can put in place. It is definitely worth talking to your medical care provider. Dreaming is not typically associated with sleepwalking or sleep talking because they've found that both of these activities, the brain is partially awake, conscious, while that's happening, so it's quite different to a dream state. Improving your dream recall and writing them down can help with your creativity, as it's encouraging your brain to think about things in different ways. As I said, look for recurring themes because these may indicate that something is going on in real life that you might need to deal with. For instance, dreams of falling, being chased, or being immobilized by fear may indicate a stress that is happening in your real life that needs to be addressed. I was physically abused as a child and remember often dreaming about being chased by someone and not being able to run fast enough to get away from them. I haven't dreamt about being chased since childhood, and in hindsight, I can see that the two are probably connected. While it's been difficult for researchers to look into dreams because they're relying on people's self-reporting and they don't have any way of controlling dreams or not dreaming, researchers do know that it is connected to problem solving. If you think about a problem you're trying to solve just before you go to sleep, sometimes your dreams may help resolve that problem. Be aware, though, that thinking about something that is causing you significant stress just before you go to sleep may actually disrupt your sleep. And if you have thoughts running laps in your head, and it might even stop you going to sleep, you're actually sometimes better to speak whatever's going through your head out loud or writing it down just to clear the brain's processing drive. And it does really work. It clears your head. I hope you have more positive dreams than negative, and that sometimes you wake up from dreams that leave you feeling happy or even a little bit spicy. Give dream journaling a go, whether it's a page in your normal journal or whether it's a dedicated journal or it's just simply notes on your phone. See whether your recall improves. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and dream on. See ya!